Push it back some more. It's like we right up in the camera. Better?
Yep.
Like we need some light on it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to give everybody a couple minutes to jump on with us. You had a good day?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to take a
Had to think
just
about
a
it.
sigh.
Take a deep
Yeah.
breath.
Maybe like to say take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet, the joy with the pain, the sunshine with the rain,
I understand. It has, each day has its ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah.
Each day.
That sweatsuit I had on for our little event, it was Ebb and Flow. That was the brand name, Ebb and Flow.
For the Gumbo and Games, it just had 12 up there, and now it's 0. So 12 people jumped on and jumped off.
I don't know how this thing works. I'm not know. Happy Wednesday. Look at that gray shining bright like a diamond. Wow.
Like this.
Frosty the snowman. Hey, sister.
You feeling frosty?
Yeah, my
That's what you're
toes
saying?
are cold.
You don't feel that heater yet?
Maybe on my heels. Your sister on.
Hey, Z. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes. Give everybody a chance to jump on.
How's the weather out there, boo? We've been having sunny days. And we've been standing the rain because guess what? Just like this going on the second week of
No rain.
no rain,
Yep.
sunshine.
Next couple weeks, no rain.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Is it?
Yeah, we had quite a bit of rain. Ground kind of saturated. So,
Do we need more?
and from what I understand, all the reserves are adequate or above
Good.
average.
Yeah,
so,
we had like what, a month?
at least.
At least a month of
You
rain.
know, when
Yeah.
Mom was there, I mean, it rained
Yep.
almost every day for 2 weeks.
Yep. Sure
So,
did. But we got the sunshine now, so
yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we are about to get started here in a couple moments. Give a few more moments for folks to jump on and join us. I promise we won't be long.
you sound like we're in church.
Yeah, that sounds like church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, preachers don't normally say we won't be long, though, because they know they're going to be long.
Yeah, that's true.
So tonight we're going to talk about the version of you and I that the world has not clapped for.
Hi.
The world doesn't know about the you and I, and especially in this time in which we live now with the advent of the internet, social media, people don't really know who you are. They may think they know who you are, or like I used to tell our church when I was pastoring, a lot of people don't know Jesus. They know of him. They don't know him. They know of him. It's sort of like, and I would use the illustration, maybe when we were in high school or college or something like that, you know, you'll speak to a girl and your friends be like, man, you know her? Yeah, I know her. You don't really know her. You may have a class with her. Yeah, you may want to get to know her, but you don't really know her.
Yeah.
So there's the version of you that most people don't know about.
Wow.
The version of you that has been in the background, working hard, being diligent about the things that's important to you, family, education, legacy, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know. They see the finished product, and they don't understand what you have been through, what I have been through
Wow.
to get to the place where we are now, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Alexa, pause. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get jumped in. Jumped in. We're going to go ahead and jump in on our topic tonight, which is the version of you the world never clapped for. The
Mm.
version of you the world never clapped for. I
Wow.
can remember back in the days when I was a poor, struggling college student, and you know, times were tough. It was hard, not having the proper resources to be able to do a lot of the things you need to do
Mm.
when you completely totally responsible for everything, at a very very young age. And I can remember my youngest brother telling me, he said, man, you look like you were a starving person at that time, real thin. But of course I ran, exercised a lot, played basketball a lot, which had something to do with it as well. But in that time, in that season, I was going through something, and that was the version of me that people did not know, they did not understand, because I didn't publish it. I wasn't out, broadcasting it. Oh, I'm going through, it's tough, but I'm
Yeah.
going to make it. I'm going to get through each semester. I'm going to, get on the dean's list, whatever the case may be. So, not every season of growth comes with applause. You don't receive applause
Mm.
when you go through each season of your life, right? We talked about this last time. I use this text all the time. 1 Corinthians 15:46, first the natural, then the spiritual. In the natural, we have four seasons. We have fall, we have winter, we have spring, we have summer. And each season represents a stage in our
Mm.
life. So it's the same thing as you and I are developing and growing. We go through stages, right? We have that fall stage where the onset of the season of lack, not
Mm.
enough, not plenty is approaching. You got to be prepared for that season, which is winter. And when it's winter time, you just got to hunker down, buckle down, and just make it through that season until you get to spring. And spring brings on the onset of a harvest, right? So it's the same thing in everything that you and I do in life. We go through these seasons where it's tough, it gets even more difficult. Then we can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm.
Then there's that time of harvest, where
Yeah.
we see plenty. We have abundance, if you will. We
Yeah.
have overflow, if you will. And I know I'm using a lot of scriptural text, but that's my foundation, right?
Yeah.
So, some of the most meaningful transformations that you and I go through, the most meaningful transformations that you and I see, they usually happen in silence, right?
Mm.
For me, God had to get me away. He had to separate me. He had to put me through a number of different things just to get me ready to even accept a call, right? To
Mm.
do some things for Him. So those things happen in silence, behind closed doors,
Yeah.
through private, unknown sacrifices that each of us have to make.
Yeah.
That quiet obedience that nobody knows about, and that unseen resilience. You and
Mm.
I have experienced some resilience. For you and I to still be here right now, we have
Hmm.
experienced some resilience. We have
Oh yes.
experienced
Yes.
perseverance.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have experienced some stick to itiveness. I don't even know if that's a
That's a
word.
word.
I hear it all the
Stick
time.
to it. Wait.
Yeah,
Say it again.
stick to itiveness.
Stick to itiveness.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and share it. I don't know if it's a word or not, but
It's cute.
I like the way it sounds. So in this episode tonight, we're going to talk about the version of you the world never clapped for. We want to honor tonight the hidden work that shapes the character that you've developed over these years, decades, your strength, your
Mm.
faith that's carried you through all of these times and seasons. And all of those things prepared us, right, for our purpose. It's
Yeah.
preparing us for our purpose. So this conversation is for anyone who has shown up when no one was watching.
Wow.
Man, I had to show up, as a man, as a husband, as a father, when nobody was really paying attention, right? I had to do those
Mm.
things that people had no idea. Folks didn't know I was going to school. once a week to have lunch with my kids, to show my face at school, being there at their different little recitals, plays, whatever the case may be. Uh, you know, the baseball games, flag football, whatever it was. I had to make sure I showed up, right? Had to make that sacrifice, just like you and I have done so many different things, or you have done so many different things that people don't know about.
Yeah.
So despite all of that, we gotta trust the process.
Yeah.
We gotta be patient in our silence, in our away time as we grow, develop, and prepare. So your growth, it mattered then and it matters now, right?
Yeah.
And even when people don't notice, people don't clap, people don't recognize, people don't applaud, they don't acknowledge, still hang in there, still keep moving forward, forging forward, because you know what you're working for. You know what the
Yeah.
goal is. You know what the destiny is. You know what the purpose is. You know where you're trying to get to and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's a version of you that the world has never seen, has never clapped for. They don't understand it. They can't perceive it, but that's okay. You know where you're going.
Yeah.
And of course, God Almighty knows exactly where He's taking you.
Yeah.
So keep that version of you going.
Clap for yourself.
That's a good illustration, good way of saying it. Yeah, you got to clap for yourself, right? If nobody else claps for you, clap for you. Ooh. Clap for yourself.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we're gonna honor the version of you tonight, the one formed in those quiet rooms. I keep saying, that because we got to realize when we are alone and we're going through these things, you can be in a marriage and God still puts you in a place where you are developing by yourself, right? Yeah. He has to perfect you by yourself. Each one of us have to develop a relationship with Him for ourselves, right? Yeah. So I used to tell our church all the time, when the devil come knocking, he not gonna come to you and say, yeah, your grandmother had faith. Or what was that song y'all was singing? Nah, he's not interested in that. He's interested in what what your foundation is, and how you are going to resist.
Specific to the individual.
Exactly.
Yep.
Your grandmother faith is not going to get you to where you need to go, right? You're going to have your own moment where you're going to have to face it and overcome it, right? Yes. Yeah. Encourage yourself in the Lord. That's what David had to do, right? I'm looking at what Alicia said.
Yeah.
David had to encourage himself in the Lord.
What's that song? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
You want to sing tonight?
I don't know why I want to sing.
You want to sing tonight?
Man, look.
Is Toby on tonight?
I don't know.
Because he can come on and sing too.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, but wow, I think the comment that you just made about when the devil says, "Oh no, grandma, no, it's for you," but we still, in those times, we still reflect on those encouraging conversations and words that people have instilled in us, whether it's your grandmother, your mom, could be your auntie, your uncle, one of your friends, whatever, especially when we feel like we're alone. And what some people say, you don't know my struggle, because it's not all over social media, right?
But when you say instill, there's a lot of us grew up in households where, our parents taught us to keep our house clean, keep ourselves clean. Mm-hmm. And some of us went out there and didn't keep a clean house. Don't keep a clean house.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So, they.
But it doesn't mean that they don't remember.
Well,
I didn't say they was gonna do it.
Okay. So that's the whole point. So yeah, grandma could have had faith, but if that thing hadn't taken root in you, in your hour, that's not gonna help you. Grandma having faith is not gonna help you.
Yeah,
is the point.
Yeah,
but I get your point as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
point taken.
So most growth happens right in private. When you're alone by yourself. Struggling, dealing with some things, going through your tribulation, your trial. But studies on habit formation, they show that sustainable change is built through consistency, not recognition. We've talked time and time again that to form a habit, it takes anywhere from 22 to 66 days to form a habit, right? Habits don't just happen. You have to be consistent. You have to work at doing something. And after 22 days of sticking with something, 22 to 66 days, the habit begins to form. But guess what? It forms in that consistent place. It doesn't form because people clap for you. It doesn't form because people recognize you. It doesn't form because people acknowledge you. This is something that's innate that you are doing to improve yourself. And whether people clap for you or not, you're going to stay on the journey, right?
Yeah.
So growth is often an internally long strides that you and I have to take. And a lot of times it's not visible externally.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
we may suspect that you're going through some things and that you're developing and growing, but we don't really know, right? Until we see the end result. We see the fruit that you have produced through that season of trial and tough times that you go through.
Yeah.
External validation is not a reliable measure of worth. This is important to me because as I was thinking about this, a lot of young people, they get in their validation, they're establishing their worth from people on social media. And in a lot of cases, they don't even know these people personally, right? This is just friends that they met online. For instance,
Yeah.
a fraternity brother of mine I was just introduced to, he just crossed into Omega. And my dean connected us, Carlos Barlow, he connected us. And we were talking and we connected on social media and all those things. And he hit me up the other day on text and he said, man, he said, bro, I see that you know such and you know such and such. And I looked at the names and I'm like, man, I'm not familiar with those names. I said, let me go and take a look. So I went and took a look and I said, okay, we're friends. I said, but I don't know them. I don't know them.
Wow.
He was like, oh, okay. He said, man, that's social media. Something. Huh? He said, because I know this
That's
person.
a good point,
We
babe.
grew up together. This other person, man, we did a lot of projects together. So,
Yeah.
you know, I know them. And he thought that
Because
maybe
you
I
were-
had that relationship too of knowing them. Like, nah, we just connected on social media. And so many people are getting their validation and their worth on the internet, right? No, 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 no. No, your worth and validation is in what you are doing now, what you've done in the past, the successes that you've had in the past, the failures that you learned from in the past that you can tell someone and teach someone. That's the real you that the world really doesn't even know, right?
Yeah.
So growth is often internal, it's long, and it's before it's visibly seen externally. You know, research, I'm sorry, before I go into the next point, you were about to jump in and say something just a minute ago. Please don't tell me you forgot.
I forgot.
You forgot. So we got to need to get a notepad up here with a pen. So, you know, you can write down.
What were you talking about?
Those
And I can
thoughts.
probably remember.
Well, I was talking about how we look for validation from people that we don't even know.
Oh.
Our kids.
Yeah.
Kids are committing suicide because someone they don't even know online is bullying them. They don't even know this person. This person is bullying them, and you know they take their own life. You know, or they become depressed.
So based on what you said about the guy that Los introduced you to, and he said, "Oh, I see that blah blah blah." These several different people, and Facebook, it will make you think that since we're Facebook friends, that we actually are friends in real life.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just a slang, Facebook friend. You know, they're really true. Some of them are really even not your friends. It's probably somebody that knows somebody that know you that know somebody. And if you see that that person is friends with somebody that you know, then either they'll request a friend from you or vice versa, or friend request. So in all actuality, you're really not truly friends based on, you know.
And it may not even be that. It may be they've seen your content. You know how Facebook, all these algorithms that share content with people. They may have just seen your content and say, "Man, I like your content. Let's be friends."
Let's be friends. Yeah.
But you don't know them. They don't know you.
Yeah.
So many of our relationships.
We have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be careful with that. You know how I choose my friends on Facebook. If someone sends me a Facebook request, and then I look at to see what is it called? All their friends, mutual. And if it's a mutual friend that I know and trust, then I will say yes.
Hmm.
But if it's not
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
not doing it, because that's how we get caught up in stuff,
Yeah.
and they'll put your face on somebody else's body and vice versa, and say you did it and it was you, and then
Hmm.
all this AI stuff and all that. Nah.
Now that's how I used to do it. I do it a little different now. Now I go and take a look at the person, see what kind of footprint they have on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And if I see, well, okay, this person is putting out good content. This is a real person. They got pictures up here. They got videos. So this is a real person. Yes, I'll accept your friendship because we're trying to build our
Yeah,
network. We're trying to increase, our digital footprint, and that's the way you do it, right?
yeah,
By connecting
yeah,
with people that you may not know and build relationships over the internet like that, and hopefully you get a chance to meet at some point and develop, a relationship or friendship uh, outside of just this
yeah,
internet or social media.
yeah,
Yeah. So, like I was saying, research on motivation highlights that intrinsic motivation, your purpose, your values, your faith, your foundation, leads to deeper fulfillment than external praise. So, if we can share that with our children, build your character, build who you are and who you want to be, and enhance yourself and continue to grow and develop and mature. And those
mhm,
outside peer pressures, and a lot of it, like I said, comes from people that our children and grandchildren don't even know.
yeah,
No, no. Build your own character,
yeah,
your own purpose, your own values, your faith, your foundation, whatever that looks like. So you don't have to succumb to external
mm,
pressures or external looking for external praise, right?
mhm, mhm,
And they should be getting that from inside, right? Their community, which is starts with their family. They should be getting that validation and
yeah,
encouragement from parents, grandparents, siblings, uncles, aunts,
yeah,
cousins.
yeah,
Um, Even though the enemy uses all of those close relationships to really tear us down, as opposed to building us up.
mhm,
So remember this, those applauds, they fade.
mm,
Those applauds, they will fade. Matter of fact, someone called me today
mhm,
to tell me that because I don't get a chance to really catch up on a lot of news, and maybe you are familiar with this, but he called me to tell me that he said, "Man, another pastor, man, took a hit." He said Donnie McClurkin is being sued by some young man
I-
in his church who is suing him and claiming that he raped him, and all of these these different types of allegations. And the reason I bring that up is because we applaud people and we put people on pedestals, but we got to understand people are people, right? We are not here to worship these people. And I tell you, some of these influencers and some of these stars, movie stars, basketball
yeah,
athletes, whatever, people literally worship these people, but they are human. And if you are human, you are going to make mistakes.
yeah.
And people are crushed when they're idle, if you will, which we shouldn't have
We shouldn't
idols.
have idols.
But those who we really revere and we really
Yeah,
honor, when they make a mistake, we're just destroyed and distraught. When we got to understand that's a man, that's a woman, right? They're humans. And whenever you get humans involved, there will be mistakes, right?
yeah,
Things will happen,
yeah,
right? So I remember hearing a pastor say many years ago, he said, there's no such thing as a perfect church.
mhm.
And he said, if you find a perfect church, please leave because you are going to make it imperfect. Right? Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Please leave because you will make it imperfect because none of
Mhm.
us are perfect.
Yeah,
So applause will fade, but who you are will remain. Your identity remains.
yeah,
The character that you've developed uh, over the years will remain. Like that saying goes, character is who you are in the dark or who you are when no one is around, right? That's your character. That's who you really are when no one is around. No one is there to applaud you and egg you on, like we used to say when I was growing up.
yeah. And I try to be, me personally, I try to be who I am all the time. I can't
Hmm.
put on airs and pretend. Yep, I get loud. I laugh loud. I smack loud. I chew loud. I'm goofy.
It's just country.
I
You know?
just love people. And
Yeah,
people
just
say, "Oh,
country.
let me show you the life of the party." It's not about being the life of the party. It's about this is who I am. You know.
Yeah,
So
you're country.
I'm
Yeah.
not country.
Thank you.
Where you got you a country woman, what you gonna do?
Thank you. Thank you for telling the world that you're good in country.
That's me.
So remember, family, silent seasons build strong
I'm sorry.
foundations.
Can we just pause for 1 second?
Yeah.
I see my 87-ish, 88-year-old auntie on, and Devin and I failed to wish her a happy birthday. Titi, we love you.
It's Aunt Chris.
Yes.
Aunt Chris.
I hope
Happy
that's
birthday.
you. I hope that's you on there.
Yeah.
Love you, Titi. Happy birthday. Sorry we didn't call you, but we're doing it on this open platform.
So Aunt Chris is like what, 87?
87, 86, 87.
Wow.
Something like I'm not gonna go no higher, Titi.
She
I ain't gonna do
she
you
don't
that.
look it. She don't look it.
One of the best TVs in
She
the
don't
world.
look
You
it.
heard me? She is.
She looks fantastic.
And stay off the ladder in the attic.
Oh, now you know.
Please stay off the ladder.
Now
Okay.
you know. She had no business up on the ladder.
She walked
in
up
the
and then
attic.
turned around and went down. Don't you get in that attic no more. Get somewhere and sit down. Okay, love you, TD. Happy birthday. Okay, babe, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I didn't realize she had joined
That's our
us.
boy right here.
Yes.
That's
I didn't
our
realize she
boy.
had
She
joined us.
love her some Devin.
So those silent seasons build strong foundations.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, psychological resilience is often developed during periods of stress, isolation, and perseverance. That's when you become stronger, right? When you're by yourself and you got to make this stuff happen. You got to figure it out. You got to man up, pull up your big boy draws, your big girl draws, right?
Yeah.
And you got to do what you got to do.
That's hard to do.
But that's when you develop. You develop in those seasons of stress, you know, isolation, you know, tough times where we got to persevere. We got to dig deep and pull it up out of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we develop.
Yeah.
Like we use the illustration about diamonds, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Diamonds, you know, the diamonds are developed under pressure, under stress.
Yeah.
You know, without pressure, without stress, you don't have diamonds, right? So you and I, that's when we really shine through, shine brightest, when we go through some difficult times, have some stress. And, you know, scripture tells us, you know, in this life, Jesus said in this life, you will have tribulations, trials, tests, tough times, but be of good cheer, you know, for I have overcome the world.
Yeah.
Yes, I see. I see Brandon Shag has joined us. My brother, country.
He said you country.
But love him. No, he got to be talking about you. Because he from the country. He from Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
So faith traditions consistently affirm that preparation often precedes public purpose. So before promotion, I learned some years ago, before you're promoted, you have to go through some humiliation. You have to be humiliated before you're promoted. That's how this thing works. And obedience without applause still counts. You know, we're not being obedient for hand claps, for people to recognize us and say, oh, they're so this and so that. No, obedience, we're walking in this place of obedience. And of course, scripture tells us obedience is better than sacrifice, right? But we're doing this because no matter what happens, our obedience still counts. It still makes a difference. No matter who's watching, who's applauding, who's patting us on the back, continue to be obedient. And I'm talking about also being obedient to your purpose, being obedient to the goals that you have, right? If it's that educational pursuit, be obedient, you know, be disciplined, get your studies in, make sure you attend the classes, so on and so forth. And that's so important because I was watching a professor recently, and, you know, I've experienced some of these same situations with my students, but she said every semester There's a group of students. They start off coming to class, they start off doing the work, and then they disappear for 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they want to get caught up and they're like, hey, I want to, you know, what can I do to, get my grade up and pass this particular class? And, she tell them all the time, you have to stay consistent. You have to be here. You have to go through the lessons to even understand it. And she said, without fail, each time she gives them that opportunity, that next chance, most times, 9 times out of 10, 99%, they don't pass because they didn't go through the lessons. They didn't go through the training. They didn't go through the coursework. And so many times we try to avoid this coursework in life, if you will.
Yes.
We try to avoid the stress. We try to avoid. We want to be comfortable. We're creatures of habit. But we know, man, development takes place in those uncomfortable situations, right?
Nobody wants to be in an uncomfortable situation.
No, we love comfort, right?
Because you feel like you're fighting your way through. Your defenses are up. You feel tense and overwhelmed, but we learn to fight through it. It's not easy.
No.
But we learn to fight.
And hopefully that's something we passed on to our kids and pass on to our grandkids, man, not to be giving up.
Yeah.
I tell you, one of the greatest lessons I learned this one instance in my life taught me not to give up, not to give in. I can remember 12 years old, we were working for, over the summer, working for the housing authority in the project. And y'all know how hot it gets down in Southeast Louisiana in the New Orleans area. And they had us out there every day in that sun doing stuff like we had shovels, getting grass in between the cracks of the sidewalk.
Weeds, huh?
Yeah, getting weeds.
Yeah.
In the cracks of the sidewalk, out in that sun, just doing stuff out in the sun all day, every day. And I wanted to quit. And my mom said, no, buddy, you ain't quitting. We need this money. So you ain't quitting. So what I learned from that one instance, can't quit. When it get tough, can't quit. Matter of fact, when it get tough, we got to get tougher.
Yeah.
We got to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we got to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So doing the right thing without recognition, it builds integrity, humility, and endurance. Quiet obedience shapes leaders long before platforms do. So the greatest leaders, they are developed and prepared before they get on that platform. They have been through some things. They have been humiliated before they get up on that platform. So the unseen version of you, just continue to prepare, continue to get ready for your season. Yeah. Don't give up. Keep working. Whatever that goal is, you have some setbacks. You may get knocked back one step, but determine that you're going to take 2 steps forward, right?
Yeah.
So every disciplined choice that you and I make, every sacrifice we make, and every moment of faith, it will compound, it will grow, it will develop over time. You don't arrive suddenly. I love this. You don't arrive suddenly. You are revealed.
Wow.
You don't arrive suddenly. You are revealed, right? That polished version of you, people don't know what buffing you had to go through to look so polished. They have no idea. So remember, you don't just show up on the scene. You don't arrive suddenly. No, God reveals you.
Revealing.
Yeah, God reveals
like
you.
You're taking the cover off of a painting or, grand opening, cutting the ribbon.
That's actually a good illustration. I like that.
Wow. You know how they reveal?
A revealing. Yeah.
My cousin back home, her husband is an artist, and man, he actually was chosen to paint for Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club down there. Mardi Gras thing, right? For those of you who don't know. And man, the revealing of his painting, it was just awesome, beautiful.
I saw the revealing of the sister who did the logo for the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl.
The young girl,
and she was from New Orleans. Yeah, that's a really good example. So before we jump off, I have a few questions for you. I see Dr. Taylor jumped on. and gave us a
Sandra.
baka.
2 and 2 for 3. I
Yeah,
don't have. Oh, I don't have my phone. My phone up here. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. She's talking about the vision.
All right, write
Yeah,
it down.
yep,
Make it plain.
yep.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
here are a few questions for you to consider. Please jump in the chat. I don't think I had a chance to share this early. If you have not gone onto our YouTube channel, Meaningful Conversations with Dr. Devin Oten, and subscribed and followed, liked, comment, please do that. Please help us continue to grow our YouTube channel. That's Meaningful Conversations with Dr. Devin Oten. Please subscribe, hit the bell, like, make sure you comment, share with your family and friends if you feel that this is some pretty good content. Please do that for us. We appreciate it. So, what sacrifices have you made that no one ever acknowledged or even knew about? Think about that for a minute. What sacrifice did you make that no one really knew or acknowledged? And it produced some amazing results for you. I can go through several, you know. Yeah. I can go through several
Give me two.
instances. One, I can remember I had just broke through, right, and started making real money, 6-figure money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 40,000, $60,000 bonuses, right? And when I broke through, I said, you know what? Let me begin to learn how to invest and grow this money, right? Have this money work for me
Mm-hmm.
instead of, we have a mentality that we have to work for money, but we have to come to a place where we have money work for us, right? And I said, you know what? I'm going to sell one of my cars and I'm going to catch the bus to work. And instead of eating out, because, I was working downtown, just eating that,
All that good old food.
all that good food, going to,
Gaining all
Houston's
that
on
weight.
St. Charles. And I was at the Crystal Room, which was right next to my office, in La Pavillon Hotel. They were sending, breakfast to me in the morning, these big old Belgian waffles with strawberries, bananas, whipped cream, and, maple syrup, and big old omelets like that. I mean, just send me a whole spread in the morning, right? Go there for lunch. If I didn't make it for lunch, they'd send lunch over to my office for me. So um, just eating all kind of stuff, right? And I forgot where I was going with that. What point was I
What
trying
are
to
you
make?
talking about?
What point was I trying to make? I don't remember. Oh. The other sacrifice that I made is I stopped. I went and told them, please don't send any more food.
Yeah.
And I stopped, taking the food, stop eating, all of that food. And look, Alicia is laughing because she was a beneficiary of them sending that food over. She was a beneficiary.
So you learned when you making that blown green.
Yeah.
That skrill, them snaps.
Yeah, the real
that cha-ching.
Real money.
Yeah, the
So I see Dr. K says my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, some sacrifice you had to make in childhood. I think that's the one you're jumping in on. Yeah. Did you see any
So
other?
we did, Tandra did say write the vision down and make it plain on tables. Yep. Yeah, on tablets. I said tables. Oh, was it table or tablets? Yeah. One of the two. So it's that sacrifice you said, based on you making a certain amount of money, and then you started to say, let me try to invest this money to grow it. And you stopped doing certain things. You started doing new things. So that's a sacrifice.
And nobody knew.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it. I didn't tell people I sold my car and was catching a bus. They didn't know. Yeah. They just saw me walk into the office.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe those aren't very good examples.
No, it is. Yeah. So your other question was what?
So the next question is, how do you define your worth when applause are absent? When you don't have people cheering you on and people egging you on, like we used to say when I was growing up. How do you find your worth?
Yeah.
How do you find your worth?
That's good.
How do you find your value?
I was just thinking, by you saying that, I try to motivate myself as much as I possibly can, right? And a
Mhm.
lot of times, as the manager, you don't get that from the uppers,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I think I do it a lot more because I don't get it as much, which I don't need it because I know my worth.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, so, that motivation, like you said, applauding, when it's due,
Mhm.
I think that helps a lot, right?
Yeah, and you will get the applause that you need.
Yeah,
God will send. He will make sure
yeah,
people applaud you when you need it. When you need that
yeah.
encouragement,
And it
when you
won't
need
even be
that
in front of
boost.
everybody. It would be enough, for you. It could show
Mhm.
in just about anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my brother jumped in, Pee Wee.
Can you see it?
Yeah, he
Okay.
says, I gave up a high school coaching job to be home with my kids. Then several years later, when the kids went on to college, I was offered a better, higher paying coaching job. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Man, and those are quality of life decisions, right? I
Wow.
can remember same thing, big brother. When I was going through my divorce, right, from my first wife, and I remember I had to cut back. I had to scale back. I had to, matter of fact, leave the company I was working for. Mind you, at this company, I'm making 160, 170, $180,000 a year. I had to scale back because now I'm a single father and I have to be even more present, for my kids because they're
Yeah.
going through a lot of stuff. I had to make that
Yeah.
sacrifice, but it was a quality of life decision too, right? Because I was traveling a lot, having to be away a lot, and that's some of the decisions we have to make. Good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
We
We
have
have Derica.
Derica. She says, when your
That's our
strength,
daughter-in-law, Derica.
yes,
Yes.
the mother of my three angels, my three granddaughters, and of course my two grandsons. Can't
Hmm.
leave them out. She says, when your strength and values come from God, you just know. Sometimes your crown may tilt, but it never,
Let it
never let
fall.
it fall because you are His.
Yeah. Great
Yeah,
point. Great point.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, having that spiritual foundation is key.
yeah.
I see Shag. Shag says sacrifice, not being around certain people. Notice that change in yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that goes. You have to surround yourself around positivity, positive people,
Positivity.
positivity,
Positivity.
positivity.
Positivity. Yeah.
If you could say that word, you said. You know
Mhm.
what I was trying to say. And it doesn't mean that you don't love and care for a person, but if someone is around you and it's always negative, how does that make you feel? It's always something. It's just, nothing positive to say, no uplifting, encouraging words, Just have to surround ourselves around good people. And what we have to do is pray that whatever it is that they're dealing with, that God, brings them to a new season. Not just leave them there. So I don't
Mhm.
want to be around you. No, we got to start praying for each other
Mhm.
more.
Let me say this, and I don't think Shag will mind me saying this.
Oh.
You know, my son, Devin Jr. I've only spanked him a handful of times.
You spanked them?
I can only think of 2 or 3 times. And one time we were with Brandon and his wife up in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on our way driving up to Charlotte to see my uncle. Matter of fact, I think we were going all the way to Connecticut that time. We just doing a road trip.
Wow.
So we stopped in Atlanta to spend time with Brandon and his family. We went to Charlotte, then to Philadelphia, then New York, then Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Shag wanted me to bring some seafood, so we got some crabs and crawfish and all that. So we sitting at his table. We got the, as we do in New Orleans. People from Louisiana got the newspaper all on the table. We eating seafood, and my son, he couldn't have been no more than about 5 years old at the time. He had gone to the bathroom, and he came back, and he said, Dad, there's a fire in the bathroom, or smoke in the bathroom, or something like that. So Shag and I went run to the bathroom,
Oh my
and
God.
they had a candle burning in there. So Devin
Oh.
decides he's gonna take some toilet paper
Oh my
and light it and
gosh.
threw it in the
Little
trash can, and the
Devin.
trash can was on the fire. The trash can was on
Oh.
fire, and I spanked his butt real good, but only once or twice, maybe two, three
Devin
times,
is a
something
good
like that.
kid.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a good kid.
absolutely,
He is.
absolutely.
Even my kids, I wasn't the spanker type. I think I
Yeah,
got Chad one good time.
yeah.
And Jojo never got a spanking. I may have twisted his lips for being smart. And Jamil, I think I
Mhm.
popped him maybe once or twice. My kids would never.
No, Jojo, I had to play,
Yeah.
mind games with him. I
Oh
had to
my
play mind
God.
games with
Like
him.
unscrew the light bulb out
Yeah,
the.
taking the light bulbs out, stuff like that. Taking the batteries out of the remote to the TV,
Y'all know
so you
kids
can't
will
turn the
just.
TV on and off. So
Yeah, you leave the TV
yeah,
on all night. You go
yeah.
in and out the room. You don't turn the light
Uh-huh.
off. And I'll never forget, he was a little scrub. And we was staying in Madisonville, remember? And he was like, Mama, the light's not coming on. And I already knew because our grandparents and parents would do that kind of stuff to us. And this one here, Mr. Devon had taken the light bulb out to teach him a lesson. Okay, you don't want to turn the light on? Guess what? You don't need no light in the room. And he remembers this until this day. That stuff is embedded in his brain.
Hmm.
He remembers like, man, you got to what's your thing? Floss. What it is?
Brush, floss, and
Brush,
goggle.
floss, and gargle.
Hmm.
Keeping your hygiene up and it just he remembers all that stuff because when Devin and I got together, JoJo was what?
Yeah,
Man,
he was a scrub. He couldn't have been no more than about six,
yeah.
7 years
And
old.
Baby Mill was
Yeah, he was a
a
baby. Yeah, he
baby,
was 1 years old,
you
maybe.
know,
Yeah,
and just when you instill stuff in, especially boys, they remember that stuff,
yeah,
And my kids, they love him. My parents love my whole
yeah,
family, because we've been family for so long, right?
yeah,
So we go back.
yeah.
We're
A
elementary school.
long
So
time,
yeah,
long time.
long, long time. Hey, Alicia.
All right, a couple
Brandon
more
said he
questions.
remember that.
Yeah, a couple more questions. What did your quiet seasons teach you about yourself?
Hmm.
What did your quiet seasons teach you about yourself when you were being formed and going through that stress and that pressure? What
Ooh,
did you learn about yourself?
learn to be more patient.
Oh, you'll learn some patience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some self restraint,
self control.
self control.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Another
Learn that it
question.
ain't all about you all the time.
Yeah. Let me move a little faster here. Are you more motivated by purpose or by recognition, and why? Are you motivated by purpose or by recognition, and why? Boundaries. Dr. K said boundaries.
Staying humble. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Alicia.
Taught me to love and be gentle with myself.
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
And others.
That's
Okay,
that's a
good. That's good.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point because we can be our own worst. Um,
Like Bishop Bob said, the enemy is the inner me.
yeah,
We can be our own worst
yeah,
enemy. Yeah.
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
this thing right here, man, it gets you in trouble every time.
So, last question: How can you honor the version of yourself that survived all of this unseen, unrecognized, unacknowledged development that you went through? So, how can
Hmm.
you honor the version of yourself that survived?
Yeah.
How do you honor?
I wouldn't say I would honor it, me personally.
How do you honor the version of yourself who survived everything that you went through?
Mm,
As Dr. K says, purpose, you must know your why.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what got me through all of that, just knowing my why.
Yeah.
One thing as a kid, I had in my mind, very young kid, I said, man, I'm not going to do anything to embarrass my family. I just was motivated by that, not doing something that would embarrass my family, right?
Yeah.
And we got kids coming up now. They could care less about embarrassing the family. It's all about satisfying
Yeah.
their own little selfish needs, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but we gotta teach them. We gotta teach them. It's about community. You represent your community. Matter of fact, the school I was at today, there was a couple kids in Air Force ROTC had their uniforms on today, and they just cussing and just each one of them, I pulled them over, pulled them
They
on the
should have known
side.
better than
I
that.
pulled them on the side and I said, "Hey, look, I'm an Air Force veteran. You got veterans who work here at the school. You got that uniform on. Respect that uniform. Honor that uniform. Show some respect and some dignity. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. That's good,
You
babe.
know.
That's good. That's good.
Let's see.
Dr. Tandra says to continue to pour into herself and ask God to direct continuously.
Amen.
Yeah, I
Yes.
find myself doing
Yeah.
that a lot now, Tandra. Praying a lot more. When I can't go to sleep at night, and I mean, I'm thinking I'm getting ready to go to bed. Like, case in point, last night I was tired, I was falling asleep, but as soon as the light went off, I just immediately went into prayer mode, and that's been happening a lot lately. And I thank God for that. That gives that quiet time, that peaceful
Mhm.
time for me to just individually pray. Because sometimes you're like, Father God, bless our family, blah blah blah. But I'd say those names individually, you know, with meaning. So yeah, I get that definitely, Tandra.
Mhm. Okay, I see. Pee Wee said, or Dr. K said, pay it forward. Yeah, teaching, bringing awareness. Absolutely. And Dr. K, I saw Malia today. Matter of
Oh,
fact,
you saw it?
yeah, I gave her, she came in the gym where I was today.
I know she was happy to see you.
Yeah, yeah. She was like, "What are you doing here?" Um, and I was able to give her my last praline. She saw it and
I'm surprised Vonna didn't text
she
me.
said, give me that last praline.
She'll let me know that she
Yeah,
saw. Malia's beautiful
yeah.
girl, super, super, super
Smart. Yeah.
smart. And she even danced with Devin at our event. That was so cute. She was so embarrassed. Beautiful. I said, girl, you better get your daddy daughter dance. Yes, indeed. Dance with Mr. Devin, girl.
So Pee Wee said, purpose taught my parents. Also, still be true to yourself.
Yes.
Alicia, I'm motivated by purpose because it's really the only thing that's fulfilling. Dr.
Mm.
K, I know she likes that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we got to
And then
clap for ourselves. Hey, I'm clapping for you.
clapping for you and clapping for
Yeah,
everybody
clapping for
who's online
everybody.
with us.
Yes. Yes.
So before we
Yes.
close out, you have some thoughts for us?
The only thought that I do have is Happy New Year to everybody. I know I haven't been on for a while. It's been either several things, maybe overworking, and I've been having had back issues, but I'm so thankful that that has eased up. Man, one Wednesday I came home and I just went straight up the stairs.
Mhm.
I could not, because I didn't want to frown the whole time, because that's how it had been, and I'm just so thankful that it's not as bad as it was. It's a whole lot better, and I'm able to actually just sit up here and to go through this almost this full hour without saying, oh, my back, oh, my side, oh, my neck, and everything was just out of whack. But anyway, them and I, we had a wonderful event 2 Saturdays ago. It was with our neighbors here in the community that we've grown to rebuilding friendships with. Some of our friends here that we've been knowing, his fraternity brothers, and when I tell you, we had a great time. It was just awesome. And it was just amazing how people were actually coming in that didn't know that these people were going to be here, and they either knew them for 15, 20 years ago or knew someone that knew them.
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah, it was just amazing. It was just like I can't even describe it. And it was called Gumbo and Game, something that I just thought about. It's like, we didn't do anything for Christmas or Thanksgiving. Let me do this little 1-2. I made this huge pot of gumbo. Met some great people in the neighborhood, Button and Dr. Mike. They surprised everyone. I didn't tell anybody anything. It was a surprise because I didn't know if they were going to be able to do it or not. But they're affiliated with this black winery here in
Hillsborough,
Hillsburg,
over in
and they
Sonoma County.
actually bought some wine here for tasting. They had their whole little groove,
Mhm.
their whole vibe. They did wine tasting to music, and there was some wine that was paired with gumbo. So we had a great time. His on social media is Button King Button or something like that. So if y'all get a chance, go on there and take a look at it. I don't know if I was able to post it on Facebook or not, but I mean, he did some great videos. It was awesome.
Yeah, we need to post those videos he did on Facebook. They're on,
I
they're
kept
on
trying to figure out
Instagram.
how to do it on
They're
Facebook,
on Instagram, but
but not on.
you
Yeah,
could
I mean,
post
it
them
was
from Facebook.
awesome. It
Yeah.
was awesome. It was just like I did, Derek. I made a huge pot of gumbo, and it was good. I just have two little bitty bags that I have frozen, but it was good. And I want you guys to see it. You know, if you're ever visiting California, if y'all come on our way, make sure y'all stop by, and we will try to get take you guys to different little places that we're familiar with. Right here in our neighborhood, there's wineries literally right here.
Mhm.
So great event. Overshine. If y'all Google Overshine, and you can look at their website. We did a great time. His name is Button King Button or Button King, one of the two. But we'll try to post
Mhm.
it on
On
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
It was great. We had a whole bunch of people, and man, it was awesome. I don't even know if I posted the pictures or not, but we had a wonderful time. People
Yeah.
hadn't seen each other in years. It was just surprising.
Yeah.
Man, who are what? You guys know each other? I've been knowing them for over 30 years, so it was just a great, great, great event. Great people,
Mhm.
beautiful people.
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
people, maybe about 10 people didn't come for sickness or whatever. But man, it was great. We had a great time. So 2026, that's what it's all about. We celebrated the new year, even though it wasn't New Year's Day, we still celebrated New Year's. And we had good food, good fellowship, good friends. We played games. We had a great time.
Dr. Casey,
We had a
wishing you
great
strength and
time.
healing. She also said you guys looked like you had a blast. Yeah, we did.
Oh, you saw it? Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was
sent her the video.
it was
I sent her and Rhea
awesome.
and Raina and Ray the video.
Man, we had when I tell you, um, my
Done.
friend told me, he was like, "Man, that was the best event that you had." I was like, "No, that was the second best event," but it was great. That was graduation. No, our anniversary / housewarming,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then your graduation party.
Mhm.
But that event was really nice.
So Dr. Taylor said we're in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area. We
Mhm.
actually live near Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley.
Yeah,
So and there's a bunch of
and there's
wineries
a bunch
around
of
here.
wineries right here in our neighborhood as well. So
Mhm.
you know, yeah.
Mhm. All right, it's time well spent. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
So if no one has told you, my brother, my sister, told you this lately anyway, that your unseen work, it matters.
Yeah.
The unseen work that you're doing that nobody acknowledges or recognizes, you're not out in the front trying to tout who you are and what you've done.
Yeah.
It all matters. It's building our communities, it's building our children, it's building the next generation.
Yeah.
So the growth that you've experienced that no one clapped for, it shaped who you are. It shaped your strength. It made you who you are, your character. It's fortified your calling. Honor that version of yourself,
Yeah.
right? And daughter-in-law Derica said it. She said, "Hey, I had to be kind to myself and be kind to others, right? So honor that version of yourself.
Yeah.
Thank yourself
Yes.
for going through it and surviving it and becoming better for it,
Maybe we should
and
pat
keep
each
going.
other on the back, but let's clap for ourselves.
Yeah, and keep
We
keep
made
going,
it. Yeah.
keep going, because the work done in silence, it often
Yeah.
speaks the loudest. Excuse me, when it's
Yeah.
time, right? When it's time to be revealed. You didn't suddenly arrive. Remember that you are revealed. In your time, in your season, you will be revealed. And
Yeah.
the scripture says that your gift will make room for you. You don't have to make room for your gift. Your gift will make room for you.
Yeah.
So until next time, stay grounded,
Brennan
stay
said, "Why not San
faithful,
Jose?"
and keep becoming. Yeah, when he went to
San
school,
Jose.
he went to school in
Oh,
San Jose. He has
oh,
family out in San Jose.
oh. We used
Yeah,
to stay in San Jose.
yeah, we
It
lived
was. I really
downtown,
enjoyed that, man. It was
San Jose.
awesome.
Yeah.
Just want to say a special prayer for Derica's mom and her brother.
Yes,
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 and
yes.
and for Tandra as a caretaker.
Mhm,
You know, clap for yourselves. You
mhm,
know,
mhm.
you guys are doing an awesome job. We're just praying. You know, for healing.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
and praying that God gives you the strength that you guys need to
absolutely.
continue going through what you're
Yeah,
going through.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
And
you,
anybody else on
your
here,
blessing is on the other side.
yes,
Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Your blessing is
don't let nothing stop
when it
you.
gets the toughest. That's when your blessing is just about to
Stay
happen.
focused, stay
Yes.
focused, stay focused.
And give our grandbabies a kiss for us, a
What
big
the?
old hug for us,
Yes,
please.
I saw him dancing at
Please.
Keyshawn, the little girl birthday party. That was so cute. That was so cute. That was adorable. The Keyshawn is Tandra's cousin too.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Van nieces.
Oh, okay.
Van
Okay.
Taylor. That's
Oh,
Van nieces.
I know Van very well. Van
Hmm.
came up through the Boys and Girls Club I used to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking about Big Van,
Oh, okay.
not Bubba.
Okay, okay, okay,
Not Bubba. I'm talking
okay.
about the daddy.
Okay,
I'm talking
okay,
about the
okay,
daddy. Yeah.
okay.
Anybody that's going through grief, we're praying for, you know, that warmth and that comfort that God gives you.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Because,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, like I said, to our YouTube channel, please go to Meaningful Conversations with Dr. Devin Oten on YouTube. Please subscribe, hit that bell, like,
Ting.
share, make comments on there, help us continue to grow the channel.
I be
So,
seeing the people be doing this. What does that mean?
what is
Clock it and all that. I don't
what
know
does
what
that
that. I
mean?
don't know.
I have no idea what
I
you're
don't
referring
know.
to.
Clock it. I'm just doing it for the ting, the bell. Ting. No.
Oh, I have no
Oh,
idea.
I don't
I have
know.
no
What
idea.
does that mean? Y'all tell me what does that mean? Ting, ting, ting.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. K. Yeah, have a good night.
Love you
Have a good night,
guys.
everybody. Thanks for
Hang in there,
joining.
Tandra.
See
Hang
you
in there,
next week.
Derica.
See you next week.
Peace.